Bom dia a todos, Namastê, chegando para a nossa meditação coletiva, supondo que já estão todos posicionados, celulares em algum local para deixar as mãos livres. Seu cantinho de meditação já está arrumado, uma chama de uma vela, de uma lamparina, já brilha para purificar a atmosfera do ambiente. O incenso também ajuda, uma florzinha sempre agrega muito valor. Nós vamos relaxando os ombros, os braços, as pernas, agora a musculatura do rosto, relaxamos as pálpebras, os lábios, a língua. E agora prestamos atenção na respiração. Quando inspiramos, mobilizamos os canais direito e esquerdo. Quando expiramos, mobilizamos o canal central da evolução, do descanso, da evolução espiritual e da união com Deus. Ao final desse exercício de inspirar e expirar, a nossa meditação, aliás, a nossa respiração fica bem suave. Parece até que a gente nem está respirando. Podemos elevar a Kundalini, fazer os 7 bandhas de proteção, tendo cuidado de passar a mão por cima da cabeça quando fizerem os 7 bandhas, para formar aquele escudo protetor da nossa aura. Shri Mataji recomenda que seja feito lentamente, prestando atenção em cada movimento, acompanhando as mãos. Pronto? Nós vamos juntos levar a nossa atenção para o nosso Muladhara chakra do lado esquerdo. E vamos pedir, Shri Ganesha, por favor, que as bênçãos de tua pureza possam fluir através de mim. Mantenha-me no belo reino da inocência espontânea e conceda-me sabedoria. Vou entoar o mantra Shri Nirmal Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmal Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Nossa atenção agora vai para o Muladhara direito. É só deslocar a atenção para o lado direito do nosso cóccix, da base da nossa coluna. Aqui reside Shri Kartikeya, o irmão mais velho de Shri Ganesha. Nós pedimos, Shri Kartikeya, por favor, tu que és o puro esplendor refulgente, que és o chefe dos exércitos celestiais, por favor, conceda-me a determinação divina de não me identificar com nada que seja falso ou negativo na minha natureza. Mantra Shri Kartikeya. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kartikeya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Vamos agora para o nosso Muladhara central. Que Deus Filho me dê acesso à minha Mãe Celestial e que eu possa aprender a verdadeira obediência. Mãe, faça com que eu me torne uma pessoa inocente. Mantra Shri Gauri Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Gauri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Muladhara, como nosso chakra da base, sempre precisa ser muito cuidado para que possa dar sustentação à elevação da nossa Kundalini. E o que nós vamos fazer agora é acompanhar a ascensão dela, do nosso osso sacro, subindo pelo canal central, atravessando o Swadhisthana, o Nabi, o Anahata, o Vishuddhi, e ela chega ao Agnya chakra. No Agnya chakra, ela abre a porta estreita que nos leva ao reino de Deus. Essa porta, quando aberta, é como se os dois balões do ego e superego se esvaziassem. E nós permanecemos no momento presente. Nem ego, nem superego, nem passado, nem futuro. Apenas o momento presente. Aqui é a morada do Senhor Jesus e da sua Mãe Maria. Senhor Jesus, por favor, ajuda-me a superar a compulsão em reagir. Conceda-me uma personalidade doce, humilde e amorosa. Ensina-me a compaixão, o perdão e leva-me para o reino da minha verdadeira identidade. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Jesus Maria Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Tenta perceber se essa preparação acalmou seus pensamentos. Caso ainda não, massageie o Sahasrara. Pressiona bem, gira a mão no sentido horário, pressionando. Presta atenção no movimento circular completo que você faz com a palma da sua mão, o centro da palma da sua mão no Sahasrara. Agora os pensamentos se acalmam. E nesse estado, nós vamos assistir a palestra de Shri Mataji, que vai nos falar da meditação, do Agnya chakra. Caso queiram, podem fazer anotações que vocês julgarem importantes para se lembrarem depois. Essa é uma recomendação que Shri Mataji faz, que a gente anote os pontos das palestras que chamam a nossa atenção. Vamos lá?
But to grow up in Sahaja Yoga should not be difficult for you, because you have guidelines. Those people who got their realization, very few of them, like Sufis, and we had some saints in India, all of them. How much they must have struggled. Nobody to guide them, nobody to help them, nobody to tell them about what they can achieve. And despite that, they were very satisfied people, very happy people, and they worked it out so well. They saw the whole world with another angle, as you can also see. But they were not upset, and they had such self-confidence. They had such knowledge of their own that they achieved through their meditative process. And the way they have written books, some of them are so great. It's very surprisingly how they have achieved these great verses, such full of knowledge. One cannot understand that they had no guidance. Nobody was to tell them. But one thing with them was that they always tried to look after their sahasrara. Now one thing is there obstructing sahasrara is the movement of your Agnya into thoughts. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that stops your entry into Sahaja. Thoughts are coming all the time. Because a human being is born who reacts to everything. React to this and react to that, and the thoughts come in and thoughts go. There's a big crowd of thoughts. Because of that, your attention cannot cross over Agnya and can reside in the Sahasrara. So first of all, one should see what sort of thoughts are coming. You have to condemn yourself sometimes. You have to say, what nonsense, what have I been doing? What's the matter with me? How could I do all that? Once you start doing that, these thoughts will start disappearing. These thoughts are coming from two angles, one from the ego and another from your conditionings. And these are so much built up within you that they don't allow your Agnya to be crossed. That's why we have two bija mantras of Hum Ksham. First one is, when it is conditioning, you are endowed with this kind of a fear. I shouldn't do like this, I shouldn't do like that, is not allowed, that is not allowed. That's the conditioning part of it. Conditioning can be of many types. But the ego part of it is that I must overpower everybody, I must get this, I must be able to rule everyone. These two things are there in the mind, which are all the time crossing. So it's important that we should go into thoughtless awareness. And that thoughtless awareness is the real way that your Sahasrara can be nourished by the Kundalini. Because Kundalini cannot go through, cannot pass through. And for that, as I said, there are two Bija mantras. One is Ham, another Ksham. So if you are conditioned, you are frightened, you are afraid, and you had ideas about yourself. These days, the way people are describing, they'll say, I'm an extrovert. Somebody will say, I'm an introvert. Somebody will say, I'm hippie, I'm that. All kinds of things they can have attributed to themselves. But these ideas are all coming from outside. They are not from inside. To get to the inner side of yourself, the subtler side of your being, you must allow the Kundalini to go through the Agnya. To cross the Agnya is a very important thing in modern times. And for that, you have to meditate. If you can meditate with complete faith in yourself, this Agnya can be opened up with surrendering to the Divine. You have to surrender yourself to the Divine. And when this Agnya opens, you'll be amazed. Your Sahasrara is just waiting, transfer to give you all the help that you need through the all-pervading power. Your connection of Sahasrara with the all-pervading power is established. And by that, you will be amazed how all these 7 chakras work for you. How they help you. How they try to give you whatever is the real knowledge about it. This real knowledge that you get is very joy-giving. You can see this real knowledge in everything. You don't have to start reading any book about it. In every situation and in every person, in every flower, in every natural happening, you see clearly the hand of the Divine. Once you see the hand of the Divine, your ego starts disappearing. Once you say that it's you do everything. Kabira has said something great about this. He said that when the goat is alive, it goes on saying, I am, I am. But when it is slaughtered and its intestines are made into strings which are used for cleaning the cotton, then it said, tu hi, you are. See, in this symbolic way, they have suggested that you have to become dissolved into this divine power. It's the divine power that does everything. What am I? I was just a drop. I fell into this ocean of awareness of the divine power. And that is taking over and working it out. That will help you a lot to be a great surgeon. You develop curing powers, but still you are not proud of it. You developed, of course, awakening powers, you are not proud of it. You develop so many creative powers, and you are not proud of it. You become really very, very creative, extremely creative. But the greatest thing happened to you that you become a global personality. So you start seeing the problem of every country, of every other nation where they have problems. But these problems, when you see, you don't see like other people, because others may like to use it for their own purpose, maybe for media, maybe for something. What you want to see is that these problems are solved. See, your powers are so great with this kind of a mind, I would say, which is dominated completely by the divine power, that whatever disturbs you immediately is taken over and it starts working out. Many problems have been solved by Sahaja. And also they can be solved on a very universal level. If you are a global person, then what happens is that you become a sort of a vehicle, or you can become like a channel for this divine power to act, because you are purely a global personality. Not attached to this, attached to that, but a pure Sahaja personality, which can be used by this divine power very easily. For that, as I told in the afternoon also, that we have to be careful about few things that we have. Firstly, anger. Anger is the worst thing that we have. Angry for what? There are people who talk like this. I was very angry. They're proud of their anger. Anger is a sign of complete stupidity, absolute stupidity. There's no need to get angry with anyone, because by anger you don't solve the problem. With anger you spoil yourself. With anger you ruin your own nature. With anger you really spoil the whole situation. So no use having any anger about anything. But if anything happens that angers you, settle down and see for yourself, why is it wrong? Why is it disturbing you? Your seeing itself will help this problem to be solved.
Obrigada, Shri Mataji, por suas palavras. Nós vamos agora, como Shri Mataji mencionou, meditar com completa fé em nós mesmos. Vamos nos dissolver no poder divino. Se pensamentos vierem, hoje o mantra é Ham Ksham. Ham Ksham. Ham Ksham.
Yaksham Tattvamasi. Om Namaste Ganapatnaye. Tvameva Pradyaksham Tattvamasi. Tvameva Kevalam Katasi. Tvameva Kevalam Datasi. Tvameva Kevalam Hatasi. Tvameva Savam Kalvidam Brahmasi. Tvato Jayate Savam Jagadidam Tvatastishtate Savam Jagadidam Tvailayameshati Savam Jagadidam Tvaipraviti Savam Jagadidam Tvato Jayate Savam Jagadidam Tvatastishtate Savam
Estamos chegando ao final do nosso encontro de hoje e vamos deixar vocês livres para estenderem essa meditação da forma que quiserem, pelo tempo que quiserem. No silêncio completo, ao final desse momento de silêncio total, entoie os 3 mantras do Sahasrara, se você já souber. Agradeça a Shri Mataji por esse momento. Eleve a sua Kundalini, faça os bandhas de proteção e sinta-se pronto para começar um dia com luz própria, com autoconfiança, com leveza. Namastê, Jai Shri Mataji.